morning, everybody. I got back your literary essays, and they were all really good, except I saw some problems with homophones. But first, I just want to look at the handout that I gave you on the first page. And Megan, can you read that for the class?
If the English language could stop inventing words that sound the same but are spelled different, that'd be great.
Right. So now, why does that sound funny? I see some of you laughing. Does anybody want to catch the mistake?
Yeah, great spelled correctly.
Right. Now, which would be the right spelling of that?
G-R-E-A-T.
Right. Good. Now, does anybody know what that is? What part of grammar that would be? Starts with an H. Homophones. Very good. Thank you. So now, by using homophones incorrectly, you could totally change a sentence, like this one. But here's another one. Let's say if you say that I like pears, you could spell it like this. And that would be the fruit. Or which would be like working together in groups or whatnot. So that could totally change how you look at a sentence. Now, of course, when you're hearing it, hopefully the person would explain it a little more and just say, they wouldn't leave it as just, I like pears. Or if you do it like this, I like to go on the computer, then watch TV. What's that statement trying to say, if you break it down? Yeah.
Putting something in order?
Right. So that would be like, I get home, I like to go on the computer, and then immediately following, I like to go watch TV. But if you change that to with an A, what does that mean? Yes?
It's saying that they would prefer to go on the computer, or it's trying to say that they'd rather go on the computer rather than watch TV.
Right. Obviously, it's not the perfect sentence, but it'll work in this context. Good. So that's just showing you the differences of using various words, homophones, and whatnot. Now, if you turn to page 2 in your packet, you'll see different ways to remember. And there's another funny picture in here. I'm bald, or I bald. But homophones are basically 2 or more words that sound the same but have different meanings and spelling. And I'm going to get that poster board.
You want to put it up on that, Jim?
Okay. So as you can see here, there's examples of homophones, and like I said, it's 2 or more words that sound the same, but they have different meanings and spelling. So on page 2 of the packet, you see that there's common homophones, which are the theirs, 3 theirs, the 3 tos, then, and whose, and your. But there are easy ways to remember this, even though it sounds complicated. There means going, it could be a place. So you just take out the here in there, and so it's like, I'm going there. Instead of I'm going to the movies, I'm going there. Or there with an I, it's possessive. So it's their pen, And then this one, does anybody, when they have a friend that texts and they get very excited when they're texting, they use a bunch of words like, oh my God, with a bunch of G's or whatnot. So for me too, T-O-O, you could think of me too, that overexcited friend that, And then for then and the E-N, you could could think of when, because it's a time sequence. For then with an A, think of compare, the A in compare and the A in then. That might confuse you, but just remember that's the only time you're using then is comparing, the AN. And then when there is a contraction, you always sound it out. Like THEY'(RE) is they are. Every time you're reading it, or if you're writing and you get confused, just sound it out. And then you'll probably be able to pick up which one that you were trying to use in the sentence. Okay, so now if you turn to page 3 on your packet, we're going to work on the first few together, and then I'll let you guys work individually to get some practice. So the first one, how did we get, and can anybody think of the right answer after we learn? Yes.
Is it THERE?
Perfect, good job. And number 2, who's going to the Halloween party? Yes.
The one with the apostrophe S?
Right, because it's who is going to the Halloween party. Number 3, my brother is smarter than my sister.
THAN, because we're comparing.
Right, we're comparing the sister and the brother. Number 4, I went to the movies, then to dinner with my best friend. Yeah.
THEN.
Good. And number 5, they're driving me insane. Now this one's a little tricky because it's using 2 of them. They're driving me insane with their probing questions. Yes.
The first one is THEY'(RE), and the second one is THEIR.
Good, very good. So now if you want to just work on the last 5, and then we'll go over that. That's what I'm going to do. And you could definitely refer to the handout that I gave you on the second page if you get confused at all. Okay, is everybody ready to move on? Okay, so we'll just go over it really quick. Number 6, whose car can we take to go to the parade on Sunday? Yes.
Who's WHOSE?
Yes, perfect. Good job. Number 7, the purple chair. Now this one we didn't go over, but we have gone over in previous lessons. The purple chair will complement the room nicely.
Complement the second one. COMPLE.
Yeah. Perfect. And then number 8, while he complimented Susan on her appearance, he wasn't sincere. Yeah.
It's the I am.
Right, good. And then a good way to remember this one is that sometimes when people compliment other people, they're not very sincere with it. You know, sometimes they're just looking for a compliment back. So you could think of the I in compliment. That could help you remember. And number 9, my English teacher is very effective in how she teaches grammar.
With the E.
Yes, perfect. And number 10, how can he not be affected by the divorce of his parents? Yes.
Affected with A.
Good job. And then normally I would have students, they would work on section 2 all by themselves. Should I do that? Do we have time?
Yes, you do.
Okay. All right, so section 2, you're going to use this word bank to complete, and if you would just work on that. There could be more than one answer that would fit, but don't worry about it as long as it's the right word. to put on the board while you're working on it, ways to remember different ones, just so you don't have to flip that through your packet. So is everybody ready to start going over it? Okay, number 1, please read the sentence aloud. Good. A-L-O-U-D. Good, perfect. And you could just yell them out. Since the hurricane, the, and how is that spelled? Good. We are lucky the,
AKE.
B-R-A-K-E.
yeah, good. I was surprised at the amount of,
D-E-R.
good. I really enjoyed watching the, good. Blank, imperative that you always brush your teeth before bed.
It's
Good, because, and why is that apostrophe S and negative?
because it is.
Good job. Did everybody hear her? She said it is.
It's Gwen.
Yes.
You left out the one that's ITS apostrophe.
I left it out.
Well, it's not there.
Oh. Yes, it is. On the word bank?
No, it says ITS, then IT apostrophe S. Well, what about ITS apostrophe?
Oh. Yes. Dr. Lynn brings up a great point. ITS apostrophe?
Yeah.
Right, because that would be possessive.
No, that would be wrong. At most, I can't tell you, I teach a thesis class, and I cannot tell you how many people think ITS apostrophe is like possessive of its. It's not. Sorry, I
Okay.
couldn't resist.
Number 7, since Samantha was talking so low, I couldn't hear. A-R. Good. And number 8, after watching The Crucible, we learned about the various Salem.
W-I-T-C-H.
Good. And bonus 5 for whoever caught the mistake that I did. And underline The Crucible. If you don't get your 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night, it is no surprise that you feel
W-E-A-K.
We.
good. Very good. Did you ask your parents if you were?
Allowed. A-L-L-O-W-E-D.
Good. And now why wouldn't the other allowed fit in that? That's
Speaking.
That's talking aloud.
right. Very good. Okay, and then normally I would have students complete section 3, which is write a creative paragraph using the homophones from the word bank. You're welcome to use any others that we discussed in class or you know from prior knowledge, but you have to use at least 5 from the list. Obviously, I'm not going to have you guys do that. And then the last would be, which we could just do out loud. Please complete in 2 to 4 sentences telling me what you learned from this lesson and how this will help you in your own writing. So how would learning homophones help you in your own writing?
Grammar. Proper grammar.
Right. And it would also change the sentences. Yeah. Good.
And help the person, the reader, know what you meant. If you use the correct, if you use the wrong word, they might think that you liked the fruit pears, when meanwhile you're
Right.
speaking about
Right. Very good. You bring up a great point because then your audience is going to get confused on what you meant. And also, just to And with one thing, if somebody ever, now you know, if somebody ever texts you this, you can just laugh at them now. Now you know. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Okay, you were all very good today. Have a good day.
Take just a couple of seconds to jot down one or two things that you thought were very positive. There's a lot to choose from, so let's look for variety.